What I'd like to do now is actually get to some commentary that we had from Dan Celia from years ago. So this was from the year 2020. A lot of you know this. You know, Dan Celia had predicted that at some point during the Biden administration would essentially supplant Joe Biden and replace him with Kamala Harris. Well, that has happened, basically. It's not official, but it's basically happened. I'd like for you all to hear Dan's wisdom on this topic. It's very, very good. Here's Dan Celia just on the folly of Kamala Harris's equality versus equity argument and what this means for us today. Here's Dan Celia.
Kamala Harris showing her true colors. She's shifted. She's gone from parity or equal opportunity to communism. I don't know, most people don't get this when they hear it. Probably wouldn't place the same kind of concern on it as I would, maybe, but some will. Here's a little clip of what she said yesterday.
So there's a big difference between equality and equity. Equality suggests, oh, everyone should get the same amount. The problem with that, not everybody's starting out from the same place. So if we're all getting the same amount, but you started out back there and I started out over here, we could get the same amount, but you're still going to be that far back behind me. It's about giving people the resources and the support they need so that everyone can be on equal footing and then compete on equal footing. Equitable treatment means we all end up at the same place.
So we all need to be on equal footing so we can compete. That is the cry. That is the cry. Or has been the cry of communism. Adolf Hitler didn't make any promises except there will be a loaf of bread on everybody's table. His words. That's all. Be a loaf of bread. Kamala Harris, just to give you an idea of how incompetent she is of being able to think analytically through things, that she believes that when we give everybody equality, that they're going to be motivated to start competing. That is probably the funniest thing I've ever heard. You got to be kidding me, right? She knows that's never going to happen. Why? Because it's human nature. I've tried to make it about my business all the time to be a student of a behavioral side of economics. It means that you study the behavior of people and corporations under certain environments and economic conditions. Nobody is going to compete to milk the cow when the milk is coming to them free of charge without any getting up early to milk it. It's the way it is. Ask France, the lowest productivity in the world. But Kamala Harris, using this old familiar sound of Adolf Hitler and Stalin and Mussolini, that we will be equally working for the state and the state will equally be taking care of us. That's Marxism, that's communism. That's not socialism, or at least socialism as they might think it is, or as we might think it is. That's communism. We have to give her credit. Before the election, she is honestly saying what she would like to have. And let me remind all of you, she will be president by June if Biden wins. She will be the president by June. Mark my words. So that's what you're going to get. We're going to get a move towards communism, a move towards communism, a move towards bankruptcy. We have to put everything that we have, our healthcare system, our Social Security system, our Medicare and Medicaid system, they all have to be destroyed first. It won't be hard to destroy them. It'll be relatively easy. They have to put the fear in everybody's heart about those systems so that they can get through their perfect agenda for America. Oh, there won't be any more elections. Oh, that's all right. We'll vote her out. No, 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 no. No. This is it. This will be the last election. You won't be voting anybody out. And you won't certainly vote anybody out that you're dependent upon for your existence. You're not going to do it. It'll be the end of America.
If you could say this, the only thing Dan got wrong with that prediction was the timing of it. You know, Dan had predicted that it would have happened earlier in the Biden administration. I think a lot of people probably would agree that it perhaps should have happened earlier, or perhaps something like that could have happened earlier. But regardless of that, boy, it's exactly right. You know, we're seeing that happening here. And we'll have some more clarity on this in the next couple of days with the Democratic National Convention. But I would wonder if this was part of the plan all along. We'll have to see for sure. You know, we need elected officials who are actually going to stand for freedom. And that's not going to happen if we don't use our voices. Of course, it's also not going to happen without the grace of God on our country. And so we need to pray for that right now. And I would encourage you to do that, folks. Absolutely.